I'm working on the friction block. This one's a little bit more complex, so I might refer back to the data table. So I have a spring scale. Here's the block, and this is hooked on it. This scale, when there's a pull, the scale pulls down, and so then we're reading these measurements. These are my masses, and then I've got tabletop and then sandpaper, which is taped down. I'm actually going to start at the bottom of the data table because it's really hard to see static versus sliding friction when you don't have any masses. So I'm going to start down here. And I'm going to put all 5 masses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it, and you're going to watch the spring scale, and it's going to kind of jump up a little bit higher. That's my static friction, the friction that it's going to take to get it moving. But then once I start pulling it, this is going to go back down lower, and that is the sliding friction. So I have to estimate it best I can. It might be hard to see it in the video, so you'll want to listen to what I decide that it is. So this is 5 masses on the tabletop. Let me do it one more time. Went up to about 250, but then when I'm sliding, it's about 110. Maybe even 120. So the static frictional force was 250, and the sliding was only about 110. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom and work my way off. So now I'm taking one of the masses off. I'm going to remove one and then try it again. I think that was maybe a little bit higher. About 220, but I'm pulling it at about 90. So I'll do a 220, pulling at 90. All right, so I'm going to do that a little bit faster and repeat the numbers. So first I'm going to tell you what the static is and then the sliding. So I'm going to go and take a mass off. I'm down to 3 masses. I'm going to say that was 200 and then 75. I'm going to repeat it again with only 2 masses. 100 and then 50. 100 for the static and then 50 for the sliding. $60-30. 0 masses. It's about 10 and 10. About the same. You don't really see that static when there's nothing on there. Now this one, once we put on the sandpaper, which is going to increase the friction, we're definitely going to see this. So on this one, now that I'm on the sandpaper, I'm actually going to start up here at the top and then go down. So I have no masses. I've got 50 and then 30. My static friction was 50 and the sliding was 30. So already harder to pull. And I actually do see a little bit of the static friction. I want to make sure I start with that on the sandpaper. This one looked like it was about, one more time, 120 and then 60. 120 for the static and then 60 for the sliding. Now I'm going to add another mass and repeat. 150 and then 110. Add the third mass. Ooh, up to 200 and then 150. My static's 200, my sliding's 150. 4 masses. 300 for my static and then 200 for my sliding. Last one. I have 400 for my static. Let me try one more time. And then 250 for my sliding. The end.